The line completed now by Karamundi. The lights on, they're set. They're ready to run, racing in the northerly. And the first of them to get going was the filly, Storyville, from the inside. She actually won the break over Bustler. Zip Away going forward. Not a lot of speed early, so Maraschino puts the foot on the accelerator. Comes across with Let's Gallivant. Light Infantry Man also charging forward. The old boy takes up the running, however. Maraschino from Light Infantry Man over into the back straight. Bustler third, fourth, Let's Gallivant. A length and a half, Zip Away. Storyville better than midfield, followed by Numerian. After a length came Attrition and also Democracy Manifest. Around them but trapped out wide, Admiration Express. Further back to Sox Nation, Super Smink in the back half. Then came Casino 17, Mojo Rhythm. The stablemates back together, River Rubicon and Karamundi. 1,000 metres to go. Maraschino takes a breather. Leads the way by 3/4 over Light Infantry Man. Over on the rails, Bustlers running third. Let's Gallivant fourth, followed then by Numerian. After a length came Zip Away. Storyville, the filly, bailed up near the inside. Next at the 700 ahead of Admiration Express. A length away then came Attrition, and Democracy Manifest is down near the inside, back there with those Sox Nation. After one to Super Smink. She's trying to find runs between horses at the moment. Casino 17, Mojo Rhythm, then River Rubicon and Karamundi near enough to last. 400 metres out in the northerly. Maraschino's just in front, tackled by Light Infantry Man, going up very quickly, looking for the way clear. Bustlers behind them from Let's Gallivant. Storyville cuts the corner. Down the outside, Numerian, Attrition, and then Admiration Express. Sox Nation. Light Infantry Man storms to the lead at the 200. Light Infantry Man races clear. Admiration Express is charging at the rate of knots. Light Infantry Man's in front, and he'll cling on to win the northerly. Light Infantry Man beat Admiration Express. Third of photo, Sox Nation, Bustler. Mojo Rhythm was behind them, followed then by Zip Away, Numerian, Karamundi, River Rubicon, Super Smink never got warm, followed by Democracy Manifest, and then Maraschino, Let's Gallivant. Further back Attrition, Casino 17, and towards the tail, the 3-year-old filly, Storyville.
Light Infantry Man, Kieran Maher, Ethan Brown take a bow. He was the beaten favourite in the Railway Stakes only 2 weeks ago. He didn't have a great deal of luck on that occasion, but Ethan Brown, Scott, from that outside alley, he took luck into his own hands. He rolled the dice, rolled forward, and from there, he was awfully strong late.
Well, tactically brilliant to go forward today. I think third Lockie in that photo is going to go the way of Sox Nation, so she's now Group 1 placed as well to add to her Queensland Oaks. But all honours with the stable. Kieran Maher, what another wonderful feature for him. And for Ethan Brown, another Group 1 on his CV. But the story is the first 200 metres, sliding across to the breeze outside of Maraschino, and then bursting clear on straightening. Congratulations to them. What about the run of Admiration Express, Lockie?
Incredible at any old price, Scott. For her to run second at Group 1 level, I'm sure Connections would be absolutely ecstatic. And what a ride from Lucy Fiore it was, Scott. 3 deep with cover throughout. Admiration Express always had a beautiful toe into the race. And at the 100-metre mark, she loomed, but in the end, Light Infantry Man was too strong, Scott.
She certainly was. I'm expecting here today, Lockie, that in the end, the talking point's going to be the tactics early, the ride of Lucy Fiore on Admiration Express. There's always going to be a fair few hard luck stories back there. It's a tight corner here at Ascot over the 1800, but as is so often the case, they were rolling along early behind Maraschino, but Ethan Brown had to go when he did because Maraschino wasn't going to take him into the home straight. He was left there a sitting duck to be run down. The horses in behind, Zip Away and Bustler, even Let's Gallivant. They peeled off his back to try to make a run, but he was simply too good for them. And market-wise, as we said in the preview, simply forgotten. He went around 360 in the Railway, double figures here today, and he was very luckless under James McDonald.
Exactly right. So the Eastern Raiders, they take out their third successive Group 1 feature here at Ascot throughout the Pinnacles, and I'm now catching up with winning representative from the Kieran Maher yard in Will Bourne. Will, what a feeling. Light Infantry Man, he was the beaten favourite last week, but he certainly bounced back today.
Yeah, things actually went to plan. It was to go out, be positive. His asset is a high cruising speed, and that's what he showed today, and that's what he used. And look, the horse done a very good job today. Remy, who's looked after him for the last month, he's done an amazing job. I've never seen him so relaxed and so glowing in the coat. So yeah, Remy's done an amazing job, and the team back home has prepared this horse. And Julian Welsh also has done a good amount of work with him in the barriers, so it showed today.
I suspect you yourself has played a big role in sourcing this horse over to Australia. How have you viewed his progression over the last 12 to 18 months under the eyes and the care of Kieran?
Yeah, well, he definitely needed to pull his socks up, but luckily got a great ownership group that support us. You know, Aussie Kerr, John O'Neill, Colin and Janice McKenna obviously winning the horse at the time. Janice is still in him. Damien Degenard, Adrian Willoughby, and then the contingent who had him overseas, they kept half, and they've been very patient. Richard Brown runs the syndicate over there. We brought the horse off, who's David Simcox involved. So just to have them not complain, not say anything, and just go along for the ride, it's been amazing, and we thank them a lot.
Let's talk about Ethan Brown. I know him and Kieran have such a close relationship. He's been through a lot over the last 24 months with falls and other issues with his weight, but hasn't he just bounced back throughout this Spring Carnival?
It's gone enormous. I mean, I was a little bit concerned. I ran into him at the Crown Casino yesterday, and he goes, "We'll probably go back from that barrier and ride for luck." I thought, geez, you haven't spoke to the boss yet. So, look, he's done a great job. He's had a great record with Kieran, and well-deserved because he works hard. He comes in a lot of mornings. I expect to see him in jump outs on Monday.
In the run from barrier 15, what were you expecting? As you said, Ethan, yesterday when he was strolling through Crown, he thought he was going back, but were you always happy with where he was in running and how he was travelling throughout?
Well, he actually bounced and he built to get there. And then they sort of half put on the brakes, so he actually got a good breather, and then he had that kick on the corner. So yeah, everything just did go to plan, I must admit.
I know Kieran's in Hong Kong, but what do the celebrations look like tonight?
Got a few beers and then Hunter Valley tomorrow to look at yearling, so I look forward to it. But yeah, definitely go for dinner tonight. So.
You're a busy man, but it makes it all worthwhile with Group 1 success. Congratulations, Will.
Thanks for having us here. Cheers.
There's Will Bourne after the win of Light Infantry Man, and here's Ethan Brown catching up with Scotty.
Who wins the last Group 1 of the calendar year too. Ethan Brown joins us now. Ethan, talk us through the decision to take this ride first and foremost, because I'm sure you had plenty of option.
Yeah, I did. I had to give up a couple of nice ones at Ballarat. They offered me the ride. It was a tough decision to make. I spoke to James myself, and he was adamant that it probably should have won the other day, which it did look like that. Drawing out today really helped us. He was able just to lob in a beautiful spot. We were able to control the race, and that's what he wanted, just a flowing ride, and he showed his true colours.
Do you feel like that was the winning move, first 200 metres, allowing him to stride forward? Yeah,
that was my plan. I think to win today's race, you had to get the first sort of 400 right, and after that it was easy, and yeah, we got the first 400 right, and that's how it worked out.
In an ideal world, the leader, Maricino, takes you halfway up the straight, but that was not to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. I was prepared for that, but I was, you know, I knew I was on a fit horse, and he is a genuine horse. He's probably been very unlucky this prep.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
There's Ethan Brown combining with Kieran Ma for Group 1 success, once again aboard Light Infantry Man. And as you said, Scott, this market just completely forgot about this horse. He was the favourite in the Railway Stakes and a beaten favourite, but gee, he bounced back in a big way at a big price.
And if you were a follower of the replay run of his in the Railway Stakes, you've been extremely well rewarded, because as we all know over here in WA, we call it the Pike tax. In the rest of Australia, they call it the J-Mac tax. If James McDonald had been aboard this horse today, there's no way in the world he would have paid $12.40.
Exactly right. The beaten favourite was Super Smink. What did you make of her run, and also the beaten run of Storyville under the 50 kilos?
Let's start with Super Smink, Lockie. I've watched that head on there, and she looks like she just gets no luck at any stage in the home straight. Chris Parnham had what looked to be a fairly large lap full of horse ready to do something with, but unfortunately there was just no gaps appearing for her at any stage in the home straight. She looked like she missed away as well and got shuffled a few pairs further back than what they would have liked. Storyville, it was probably always going to be a bit all or nothing for the filly, and it is at the end of a long preparation. Melbourne Cup Day Burgess Queen, then to a champion fillies 10 days later, then 7 days into a WA Guineas and 14 days into a Northerly. It's a very short and compressed preparation for a filly like her, and unfortunately it looked like she just had enough.
There's Ethan Brown catching up with Will Bourne on our screens. I suspect potentially on the phone to the boss in Kieran Ma. But it's just been great to see Light Infantry Man salute in the Tab Touch Northerly Stakes. The last Group 1 of the calendar year, as our attention now heads to the last at Geraldton for the Tab Touch supports Geraldton Racing Handicap, the 70 plus over 1100 metres, where favouritism is West Aussie at $2.30. Safe Hustle is on the second line of betting, $3.50 out to $3.70. Prince Ragnar, $4.80 into $3.50. So it's very much a contested market at the top. Horses are behind the gates. Matty French, how do you order the four?
We're going 6, 1, 8 and 9 in this. I think Prince Ragnar is going to be a likely leader, and as we've so far seen today, Lockett, it's no disadvantage to be up on pace at Geraldton. I thought he was enormous first up, and while I do think he does his best work fresh, I think if he can just repeat that last start effort, he's going to be in a long way. He goes up in grade today, but he drops in the weight. So look, with the 52 kilos on, he is going to be out in front for a long way. West Aussie is your logical danger, and if you wanted to play this race, you could nearly back and save on these two here. He'll get a crack at those up on pace. He comes back to 1,100 metres here today and has made a splash to his return to racing up at Geraldton. The trial was excellent. Won his maiden next start, and then went straight out to, sorry, didn't win his maiden, just won his next start. Then went straight to the Batavia, where